Oh, it's morning.
Yeah, it's right. It's a great smell. And I was just saying at breakfast, I don't really like the taste of coffee.
Yeah.
But this I actually do like.
Oh, really?
And I love the smell of it. Yeah.
No, the smell is great.
I gotta figure out what to do with that. Would it be better if I button my top button so the shirt doesn't flop over?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. All right.
Ready?
Okay. Ready when you are.
Ready.
Okay. Folks, if you like coffee, you have to get Addressing Gettysburg's Little Ground Top. It is roasted right here in Gettysburg. So that means it's like historic coffee beans or something like that. I don't know. But it's through Bantam Roasters. Aaron, you were just saying how you love the smell.
It smells wonderful
It
sitting
does
here.
smell wonderful, right?
It really does.
But you don't drink coffee.
Even still.
But even still, you would have this just in a bowl, like as a potpourri type of a thing, just to freshen the room.
Vastly better than potpourri.
It is vastly better.
Yeah.
You should get a bag and put it in your office, right? Then just have it there. People go, oh, your office always smells so nice. That's because that's just Little Ground Top. I don't drink it. It's just there as an air freshener. And I think your wife would like this, though.
She would.
You know what? Okay, you can take a bag with you for your wife.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, you got enough here for.
Well,
I was going to go buy it.
you're going to have to take it later.
Okay.
Because I
I'll
need
come
four
up.
there.
You need four there.
So that, but
Where is it sold? It's here in town.
It's here at Bantam Roasters. So that's 82 Steinway Avenue,
Okay.
right here in Gettysburg. You can go down there and get it. Or where do you live?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Louisiana. So far away. It's going to be hard to come here twice a month to get a bag of coffee, right? You can go to addressinggettysburg.com/cafe and you can also get a bag of Little Ground Top. And I'll tell you something. It is selling like hotcakes. They can't keep it on the shelf in the store. People love it. I think honestly they buy it first because the name is kind of cute, but then they try it and they go, God damn it, this is pretty good coffee. So they come in and they get some more. And I know we have people who order it, they subscribe to it on through addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. They get it every month. They can't stand it. In fact, just this morning, a guy sent me a picture of the bag of Little Ground Top. He had something on TV, and he said, best way to start Father's Day weekend. And he was probably watching Gettysburg now that I think about it. But the bag of Little Ground Top was right there in the thing. Anyway, 82 Steinway Avenue here in Gettysburg when you come to town, or addressinggettysburg.com/cafe.
Titles.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hey, I'm Gary Edelman.
Hi, this is Wayne Motz.
Hi, I'm Joey, Sir AC, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
And that's the coolest.
And that's the coolest.
Hi, this is Caroline Janey, and you are live on Addressing Gettysburg.
What seems to be the officer problem?
You're listening to
Oh, stupid commercials.
0.0.
Dybbuk schmibbuk, I said more ham.
Aldersman, Protestant. It'll either be my day off or my day on. Whoa!
She's a force.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of AG Today, the finest show ever to come out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Out of this building,
Out of this building, especially. Most definitely. That is undisputed.
Yeah. 100%.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm very well, very well. We didn't do a show last week. Bethany was at some gala. Court was at Girl Scouts. And Tad was sick. I didn't have anything to say, and so I was like, you know what? Let's just take the week off.
You know, when I'm not here,
we didn't have a guest either.
You didn't have anything to say. You don't have anything to say.
Right. You bring out all of the conversation.
I just pull it out of you, like.
Yes, you do. You just you make me want to talk.
So that I don't.
So that you don't. So I don't have to listen to you.
Love you too.
No, of course I love talking to Bethany. Bethany always has fun things to say. And but we had a great week. A lot of things this week happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. You know what I did the other day? This is how sad my life is. I did something for the first time in so long, I can't even remember the last time I did it.
Okay.
It was on Monday.
Took a shower.
Yep. No, I sat down
Right.
and had dinner at the dining room table with my family.
With your family.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. Be impressed.
Yeah, good for you. Now, was
We
this your family meaning your husband and your son,
Yeah.
or like extended?
No,
okay.
like my husband and my son.
Good,
We are never in
good.
the same place at the same time. Ever.
Really?
Ever, 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 ever.
Well, that's nice. That's nice. You
Yeah.
finally caught up to each other.
Yeah, it was.
What'd you eat?
All of Mark made chicken and stuffing and rice and
Oh,
corn.
really?
Yeah.
Mark?
Wow.
Oh, I don't cook. I haven't cooked in 4 years. Are you kidding?
Is it because you can't cook, or because he likes to?
Mark likes to cook.
Yeah.
But he's also the pickiest eater on the face of the planet. You remember the color thing?
Yeah.
And so I don't cook anymore because every time I did, he'd look at it and he'd go, "Oh, I think I'm gonna make a grilled cheese." And I was
Really?
like, "Screw you! Then you cook."
So he didn't like Hunger Man dinners all the time?
I didn't make hungry. I made actual.
Did you actually make food?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I cook all the time.
I know you do.
Because
You make very
I
good
like to, but also I eat basically meat,
Yeah, I know you do.
steak, and Cindy likes it, but not all the time.
Yeah.
And but I did make this chicken parm once.
I love chicken parm.
I saw it on a Instagram reel, right? You know that guy who does like the cooking videos and he curses and yells at you?
Gordon Ramsay.
No. He's a young guy, and he always says, "Don't F it up," but he actually says the word. And and he's
Thank you
like,
for that.
he's like, you pour half a cup of cream in, then you don't, and then, like he's just like really snotty and everything. But he's really got some
Actually
good
a good
recipes.
cook,
And I
yeah.
made this chicken parm. It was just the gooeyest, cheesiest chicken parmiest thing you've ever had in your life. 75 cheeses. 4 pounds of cheese.
4 pounds.
Oh my God, it was so much cheese.
So
You put
when
the
will I be
cheese-
over to do
I'll,
that?
I'll make it again. You put the cheese in. You make the sauce in the pan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put tomatoes in there, the garlic and all that. You make it in the pan. Then you take the. You take it out. You put it in a blender. To add some heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
Okay.
Must have heavy
Then you put half of it in the pan, and you throw the cheese in there, and you let the cheese melt. Okay. And then if you're going to have pasta or whatever, the stuff that's left over that you didn't put in the pan, that's what goes on the pasta. Then you have your chickens already done, and you just pour that gooey, cheesy, saucy goodness all over and it just, it was so delicious.
I'm all about it. I'll
Yeah,
be over.
that was
You just
before
tell me
I
when.
Cut all the stuff out.
See, yeah, you're never gonna make this for me, are you?
I'll make it, and I'll eat a steak.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Wait, what?
What?
Ugh.
What?
Mike Lentz just whispered in my ear, it puts the cheese on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Mike's like, what? Mike, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It puts
would
the
you do
cheese
that?
on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah.
You guys are so weird.
No, so here's what was good. Let's start with last Saturday. We had our Scott Hartwig tour of Antietam.
Yes.
In conjunction with the George Tyler Moore Center for Civil War Studies down at Shepherd University, run by our friend Jen Murray. And it was a success, I would say. Mike Lentz was there, and Debbie was there as well, and Court was working. Tad couldn't care less. Cindy was there. I was there, and about 60 other people were there.
Yeah,
and it was,
one of them was one of our new members. Shout out to Nicholas Cartwright.
Oh yes, he was there.
He's in my work all the time.
He's
so nice.
With
Stocks
his,
Court
with his mom and stuff. Was she
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah. I heard they might be moving to the area.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They were looking at houses and stuff. He's a sweet guy.
Well, I'm
Very
looking
sweet.
for a house too. So
You got
get
to
in
fight.
line.
You have to fight.
The houses that I send you, those listings I send you, am I barking up the wrong tree with those? You guys not interested in those at all?
No, we
Not
are.
at all. Not
Okay.
at all.
No, we are. It's just once Erica started at Urgent Care full time, which shout out if it's playing in the room right now or at Urgent Care right now.
We've got you guys playing over here at Urgent Care.
Dr. Foose is working right now. Erica's working right now.
Amazing.
Hey,
the
Erica.
Foose Erica team. Very good.
But now that she's a full-time healthcare worker in the state of Pennsylvania, the state and the county both have incentives, which will help us have more buying power.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's something we've been waiting for and also looking into. But before we were pre-qualified on my salary, And, you know, like that's like an Airstream or something.
There is like a little cubby under the porch at Rupp House.
Yeah.
I used to do living history at the Rupp House as like a 13-year-old. And
that was BB before Bethany.
Yeah. I used to do the yard. I used to show up in April. What's Bethany saying?
I don't know. What are you saying?
What's she trying to whisper?
What are you whispering?
Nothing. I'm not whispering anything.
What were you mouthing to me?
You made a face like you didn't feel good. Are you okay?
Oh, I feel fine.
Oh.
It's just a stroke.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm okay.
Fight it off.
I said I was being a caring friend, and I said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. No. I
emotionally.
No.
What I was doing was I was waiting for a moment for Court to take a breath and go. So anyway, Antietam.
Oh, sorry. I have to say, quite a few folks came in after the tour while I was at work, and they had some incredible things to say.
Yeah.
Well, you know, speaking of which, if you'll indulge me here for a moment. Tim Day, who is the head of the Digital History Pioneers Foundation, which is, you know, we did this, it was that and Jen Murray's organization, the George Tyler Moore Center. It was a fundraiser for both of us. And Tim, very classily, if that is a word, he put out an email and he said, just wanted to touch base and wrap up what I think was a very enjoyable tour with Scott Hartwig this weekend. On behalf of DH Pioneers, I'd like to thank our co-sponsors, the George Tyler Moore Center for Civil War Studies. Whenever you put an event like this together, you need lots of help. From the beginning, Jen Murray and Matt Calorie were instrumental in putting the structure of the tour together. Additionally, they operated as monitors, making sure the bus and ourselves got to where we needed to. And I'd also like to thank Cindy Compton, Mike Warriker, Michael Lentz, and Debbie Jones for their efforts assisting with the tour. Of course, we could not have done this without the insight and knowledge that Scott Hartwig supplied. Hopefully, we have a chance to put another tour together in the future. So thank you all who contributed. I look forward to letting you know of our next project. And there have been a slew of replies. Michael Knight, yes, that and Michael Knight, David Hasselhoff.
Knew it.
He said, this was a well-organized and informative event. After years of visits and plenty of reading, this was my first guided tour on any battle I've become familiar with. Was a great experience. Thank you all, and look forward to more events like this in the future. There were a couple of people that told me that they had never been to Gettysburg. They had never been to Antietam.
What?
But they made a trip from like California to come out for this tour. It's Scott. You know, Scott's the draw.
Oh, Scott.
But
they
still,
wouldn't have heard about it if it weren't for you.
That's absolutely correct. No, I'm not putting down what we did. I'm just saying that's the draw. Jeff Pasnick, he's from all the way up, I think, Buffalo way or something like that. He says the tour fare exceeded my expectations. The food I think he's talking about there. It was my first time visiting Antietam and already can't wait to go back and visit again. Thank you to everyone for all the work required to put this together. Brandy and I, his wife, talked the rest of the weekend about how flawless the experience was. Always great interacting with everyone. Look forward to many more gatherings with everyone. Jeff Pasnick. You know, these events that we put on can actually be flawless when I'm not the one organizing them, because Tim basically did all the organizing. Thank you. And who is this? Louis Trott. He says, I'd echo everything already said. Great day, and we'll definitely participate in future events like this. Great seeing old friends again, as well as making new ones. And please don't repeat this. I think I may enjoy the experience of Antietam more so than Gettysburg. It's much more... it's much easier to transport one's mind back to the 19th century there. Thanks again to all who made it happen, Lewis. And then Don Zavadny says, I fully share everyone's thoughts about how much I enjoyed this experience, including the excellent tour, the meet and greet, how well organized everything was, and meeting so many great people. This was my first time visiting Antietam, and I plan on going back many times. I look forward to participating in many similar events towards the near future. So
that's great.
I'm very happy that our event brought people out to Antietam for the very first time. Because it is a beautiful battlefield. Yeah. And I was very shocked to find out how many people had never been to Gettysburg or Antietam. and very pleased that this was their first time out here. So
That's
thank you to
wonderful.
everybody who
If you're
came
gonna
out.
start with something that was a good one to start.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody who came out. Thanks to Mike and Debbie for your assistance there, and Jen and Kristen over at the George Tyler Moore Center for helping with the food and the setup and everything like that. We had a lot of fun.
That's great.
And then we also had I had Dennis Frye in
Monday.
Thank you. And and we did John Brown's Raid.
Oh.
Based on his book Confluence Harper's Ferry as Destiny, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I just want to read. He's very nice. He's very, very nice.
Don't do that with the book.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. You see what I did?
What are you doing with that book?
I did that.
Stop it!
Oh God.
What are you doing?
Oh boy. All right. So he wrote a inscription I'd like to read, and this isn't a humble brag or anything. This is very nice of him to say this, and I want to just acknowledge him for that. So he says, "For Matt, I'm honored to share Confluence with a fellow impassioned historian who appreciates and understands the business of history. I so appreciate the value of addressing Gettysburg and your engagement of passionate students." Dennis Frye, Gettysburg 9/29.
How great was that?
That was great. That is quite a nice endorsement there. So yeah, so we had a good week there. What'd you think of the tour, Mikey?
It was great.
You had fun?
I think one thing I'll take away from that is standing at the edge of the East Woods, looking towards the West Wood, and Hartwig just laying out the brigade formation for Gorman's brigade from left to right, and how big a front that was.
Yeah.
That was eye-opening.
But also that shelf,
Yeah.
you can see it from there better, right? Like I remember reading that chapter and I'm like, what is this shelf they're talking about? And then when we were over there, I can see it. And I was like, oh.
Also, part of the story is Gorman's brigade crosses that field at the Double Quick.
Yeah.
Me and my rather prosperous self was getting winded just walking it.
I know.
Okay?
I know. Well, I wouldn't compare any one of us to 20-year-old infantrymen, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, no, it was really neat to get out there with Scott and hear, I don't get to hear like everything because I got people talk to me and stuff. So but when I do hear parts of the tour, it's like it kind of brings it alive. And it was just great. And he finished on time because we had to meet the bus, So I'm like, Scott,
he's a professional.
Got to be done on time. And he was really good with that. Yeah, very good with that.
The thing.
What about you, Deb?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. Similar to Mike, yes, the spot at the East Woods was great to see all of that laid out. But I also loved once we got over to the West Woods and how he laid everything out. It was easier to understand how that all went down.
Yeah.
So, and Antietam's one of those that I love Antietam, but I'm still figuring out how to orient myself around that battlefield. So, to have someone who knows it that well, showing you around.
Well, he literally wrote the book on it.
Literally,
so, So it's like easy to. No, I know. So at the end, I don't know if you know Doug McGregor, but he was one of the guys on the tour, and Scott was saying, any questions before we finish? And there were 2 legit battle questions. And then Doug goes, any chance we can get you to commit to 4 more of these or the other 4 divisions or something like that? And Scott was like, oh, well, we'll see what we can do or whatever. And, but I called Scott that night to thank him. And I said, we are going to make you do more of these tours because people really enjoyed that. And you wrote the damn book. I said, how about we do like the Sunken Lane or Burnside Bridge or something?
Oh, that'd be good.
Next time, yeah. Because everybody always focuses around the West Woods and the Dunker Church.
What about
oh, God.
Hey. Jesus.
Oh, how did that happen?
Get the crap out of me.
Jeez. Okay, go ahead, Court. You're okay. You're okay, buddy.
What about the 5th Corps at the Middle Bridge?
Oh, I know I did that because I have it cranked up so we could hear Mike and Debbie.
The room.
What's that? The 5th Corps at the Middle Bridge? Yeah, we could. Oh, yeah. Nobody talks about the Middle Bridge.
They took like 500 casualties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah.
That'd be a good one too.
Nobody.
We got time. We got
Bethany,
time.
You think people talk about it? You're wrong.
Nobody does.
Not
I
a
said
soul.
people would. I said it would be a good one.
Yeah.
No. You're not getting them.
Oh.
You're not getting them.
So one of the things that no one talks. Rude.
Go ahead.
The one thing that no one ever talks about
Mm-hmm.
Scott Hartwig is he was a licensed park ranger for Gettysburg for.
He was the chief of interpretation.
Correct.
Yeah.
But like for forever.
Yeah.
So Gettysburg is in every pore of his body.
Right.
For how long? And then he switches and becomes that Antietam is coming out of every pore of his body.
Well, because he was working on this on the side.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's a lot to have in your head at one point in time. Like, can you imagine
There are some
what's
people,
inside of his head?
There are some people, Tim, Gary, Scott,
Yeah.
Charlie Fennell,
Yeah, Charlie.
who just have everything they've ever read or looked at or heard stored in their brain, and they can recall it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember breakfast, and it's like literally, I cannot tell you what I had for breakfast. I know I had it, but I don't remember what it was.
I was watching through the window, and you had bacon and eggs.
Incorrect. It was chicken.
Chicken.
So
Ew.
Chicken.
Oh
And
no, it was
Chicken for breakfast?
chicken thighs that were
Ugh,
cooked in a
no.
crock
No,
pot.
it's not.
No bones. No
No.
bones. Boneless.
Okay.
Yeah, they were good. Anyway, so that's that was that there, and then well, I guess yeah, because we didn't do a show last week, so we didn't talk about. We had our second tavern talk is in the can.
Yep.
We did one with Doug Dowds, and it was
great.
I heard it was wonderful.
Great.
Really, 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 really
good.
great.
Doug Dowds. Wow.
Isn't he the
Doug
greatest?
Dowds? Wow.
I love him.
I had cigars with him and Ralph and a couple of other
Oh my
people
God.
last night.
That was
and
an interesting thing.
No, Matthew.
there was some
No, Matthew.
there were some
Okay.
good Ed Bars stories, and Fran Fiak does a great Ed Bars impersonation.
Bet he does.
Yeah, he really does. He does it well. Go ahead, you Ralph. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't want to interrupt, but the Peach Orchard was the largest artillery barrage of the Civil War. Battery for battery.
Pound for pound.
I love Ralph.
Yeah, me too. Ralph's a great guy.
He's here, so
Yeah, he's right
I
in the
love
back.
you, Ralph.
thank you, Bethany. Thank you, Bethany. Thank you, Bethany.
I love how it's Bernie Sanders.
I know. I hung up. We were on the phone the other day, Ralph and I. And he
it's
hung
Ralph.
up the phone and he goes, "Bye, sweetheart." And then he called. It's like you could tell he was like, "Oh,
Right.
oh." I shouldn't have said that.
Did he call you back? And
No,
say,
he didn't. I thought he was going to because he kind of went.
Did you say love you? Bye.
I always say "love you, bye."
Oh, me too.
I say
Court.
"love you, bye" to Matt every time I talk to Matt.
She does. Court.
Mm-hmm.
What would it sound like if Ralph was on the phone right now?
Oh my God.
Well, let me ask him. Hey, Matthew. Matthew.
Yes.
This is Ralph.
Hi, Ralph. How are you?
I think I'm from New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Is that true?
Well, yeah, you are. You're from Jersey.
The license guide process
Yes.
is tough, and you got to study. Okay.
Yeah,
I would
love-
recommend the I Survived series for children. Matt knows what he's talking about, Ralph. I know, but it's good.
Maybe that's the good advice.
I would say what.
No, go ahead.
What you got to know is the Peach Orchard from Peach. My book from Peach Orchard Publishing is out now.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ralph. Ralph Siegel, the great Ralph Siegel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so second time talk, Doug Dowds was fantastic. We ironed out a lot of kinks from the first one.
Yeah.
On the production side.
Mm-hmm.
But Doug was great.
Yeah.
And the audience was great too. Not that they weren't great on the first one, but you could definitely tell. And Mike and Debbie, tell me if you agree with me here. That on the Little Bighorn one, everybody prior to reading whatever Jim sent us, everybody had or most people there had already a firm knowledge of that battle, right?
Yeah.
You get that feeling? Were you guys that way too? Did you have?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew enough to be dangerous.
Right, and then the material helped you really solidify
Fine
that,
print,
right?
yeah.
Not so much with airborne operations around D-Day. So we had only the material that Doug gave us to go off of, which I think made it easier for the audience to stay in its lane.
I contend.
Yes.
Eric Houston did a lot of homework.
Yes, he did.
And so I was sitting next to him.
Yeah.
I was just going off of his cheat sheet. So it was.
Well, no. So I'm not saying everybody was a novice. I mean, Eric obviously, clearly, he had like maps and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is this?
He's
like
a nerd.
Not the maps Doug gave us. Like these were different maps.
He's a legit nerd. That's why we love him.
But which was good though, because we don't want everybody to be on the same level.
No. You want kind of varying.
Yeah. So I thought it worked out, and I think that helped it work because when Tad and I are editing the Little Bighorn one now, and there's a lot of cutting that we have to do because everybody. Well, it was almost 3 hours, and I'm trying to keep these at an hour and a half. So,
bless your heart.
Yeah, I know. Bless Tad's heart. So there's but it's because everybody really knows the subject.
So they were talking.
And so it would be like we'd be talking about one thing, and then somebody would say, "Well, yeah, but then you have this, and whatever this is like out of left field."
Gotcha.
And so then we all go over there, and then it's like, "All right, let's try to get back over here now." And so it was really tough, especially for me, to keep everything in order.
Yeah,
and
that
all
makes
that.
Sense.
Yeah. So there's a lot of fat trimming that we have to do, as they say. But yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say I thought you did a much better job in terms of that on the Doug Downs.
Because again, I didn't know enough about it either. So that's the problem. Is Little Bighorn's my other favorite battle, right? So I knew enough on that.
Yeah, but you kept really well the time, and even when I remember who Mike was like, "Hey, you've got this much time left."
Then I moved it along. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing too. Tad and I have been editing that first one, and then my ADD is like we're in the middle of editing, and I'm like, oh, you know what we need to do? Oh, we need to get stills. And then, so we're like, now we're going on Google and we're getting stills of all the people that are mentioned and maps and all. And through, I was thinking I had just watched an episode of, what are you giving me the finger for? I'm about to praise you. What is wrong with you in front of our guest? Anyway, we're going through it, and I had just watched an episode of Deadwood the night before. And what Deadwood does at the end credits is they play some like really old, usually Jesus. Really old, roots music or blues song from like the 30s.
Way back.
And it's the old like tinny recording and stuff. And sometimes it has something to do with the show, that episode, but most times it doesn't. And I just thought that was a cool thing to do because TV shows don't normally do that. So then me and Tad went and we found this website that has all recordings that are in the public domain from like way back 100 years ago, right? And so we were able to find appropriate songs for each subject. And so we're going to do the Deadwood type endings and stuff. So, they always say that a movie is made in the editing room.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Or is written in the editing room. And that's what we're doing now. And then all the rest of them we're going to have to do this way.
I'm so excited to see them.
Well, I'm excited to get them out to everybody because that means we'll be done with the editing.
I've been hearing so much
Which
about
I hate.
them.
Yeah. Well, they're a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
They're not fun to edit. Right, Tad?
I don't know. I think Tad has fun.
Not in the slightest, no.
No. And Tad and I actually like editing, but we hate editing. It's a weird thing.
I think there's a secret part of Tad that actually is
Tad
like...
loves it. The first day he sat and edited with me, he thanked me. Because he said it reminds me of how much I love doing this.
Tingly sense. Yeah.
You have at it, kid. Have at it. Have at it. The editing. You can edit whatever you'd like.
What was the tingly sense nonsense?
You can just tell that, like, when you like it, you get really into it.
Oh, yeah.
And you get this, like, look on your face, like you're just like...
You look happy.
For spider sense, not tingly sense.
At the at the nerd conventions, they call that twitching. You're a twitcher.
Yeah, well, it has to do with their condition.
It's a good thing. It's a compliment. I love it.
It's all right. Okay, everybody relax now. Yeah. Jeez, everybody's so sensitive.
Disability, superpower, who knows?
Why is...
Exactly. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Why is what?
Nothing.
It's a problem?
Well, I just got a call from somebody that I shouldn't be getting a call from.
Oh, well.
That's right.
That's
the problem.
We'll figure it out. Listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with Gene Howard Green. We're going to talk about some interesting things in Black history and other things. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with Matt and Bethany.
At Digital History Pioneers Foundation, we are about grassroots history on digital platforms. That means we are about podcasters, documentarians, YouTubers, and even TikTokers. All of these creators are out there trying to share their love of history with the public. They don't need ideas, they need funding, both from viewers and corporate donors. DH Pioneers' initial funding focus is on the Civil War era, with a special emphasis on the Addressing Gettysburg podcast. So be a vital part of the unique content Addressing Gettysburg has in store by donating at dhpioneers.com and help bring your love of history to the people. Digital History Pioneers is an IRS Section 501c3 approved charitable corporation that makes any donation tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and Everything Easy Company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the gettysburgmuseumofhistory.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No civilian saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention Addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, we have a lot more content for you over at patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. Also, you can make a tax-deductible donation to help support more videos like this at dhpioneers.com.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
Now.
What's that? You did something else and missed the break, thereby missing the clue you need to win the $5,000 sweepstakes? So impatient. You're back with Matt and Beth.
Okay, so we are back, and we have a guest, as we often do at this time in the show. Gene Howard Green has quite a biography here. I'm going to give you some of the highlights of it. She's lived in Gettysburg all her life. I will be a gentleman, and I won't say what year you were born. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Okay. Well,
I will tell you.
I'll tell you first. 1952.
1993.
Yes.
Okay, 1952. The Howard family has been in Gettysburg since when? When do you think?
Ever.
The late 1890s, which is almost ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her love of history started over 20 years ago while visiting the National Archives in Washington, D.C., spending 3 years gathering historical facts on Adams County and surrounding areas. Jean has been a Cub/Boy Scout den leader from 1986 to 90, Pack 73. A cheerleading instructor. So the Boy Scouts were doing cheerleading too?
No.
Oh, separate. Okay. I'm sorry. That was 1980 to 1990 with Gettysburg Midget Football. A tour guide, then president of historic church walking tours from its beginnings of 2004 to 2021, and was in the 2005 graduating class of Leadership Adams County. She is the president of the Lincoln Cemetery Project Association, a board member at ACHS, and she also holds the title of Church Historian of Gettysburg United Methodist Church. Well, that's our neighbor right there.
That is correct.
There you go. So you knew where to find us.
Yes.
Jean also is working on having Lincoln Cemetery placed on the National Register of Historic Places. She's also in the process of placing markers for the 136 new graves that were recently discovered, I guess, or
yes,
yeah, in Lincoln Cemetery, and these markers will be marked as unknown. Jean went on to write a book on her ancestors on the Howard side titled My Ancestors' Journey. And it tells their journey to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And this has been a labor of love for her. And we love that she is on the show with us today. Welcome, Jean.
Yay, Jean.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. And I have to tell you, since I started doing this, people have been telling me, you need to get Jean Green on the show. And I was like, well, put me in touch with her. And nobody ever did. And now we're in touch. And you're on the show.
Do you want to know who did that, Jean? That was me.
Well, thank you. She is my biggest cheerleader, and I pay her for those things. And people do not know that. But I told her not to tell anybody.
This will stay between us.
So, this is just our secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one more thing I want to say, too, and I don't know why, and I don't forget to put this in, but I'm very much involved with the Gettysburg Foundation, too. And isn't that correct?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yes, I am with their when they have their leadership groups that come here. I'm very much involved with those.
So what makes you like to be so active in the community? What do you get out of it?
A sense of joy.
Yeah.
I just like sharing the knowledge that I have, and just having getting people to know. One thing, when people come to Gettysburg, they always focus on the battlefield. I don't think that many people know that there was actually a Black presence here in Gettysburg. And if they do, they really don't know what they did. They know that they were slaves and did odd jobs, but I don't think they know the full history of and what they had, what they contributed to this, this wonderful town that we live in.
I agree with you. When was it? 1996 is when I started coming here. And I moved here for the first time in 2005, and I opened a business, and I left in 2010. Then I came back in 2018. It wasn't until I came back in 2018, and that's when I started doing the show, that I guess I could say I learned about the Black community here. I mean, I knew there was a Black community. I knew that Washington Street was historically the Black section of town, or whatever you want to call it. But I didn't know farms on the battlefield, for example, which I studied as much as I could, right?
Yeah.
Never realized that, Abraham Bryan was Black, or that Warfield was Black. Or that Basil Biggs bought the Frye farm, and like just all of this history there. And I'm like, man, I didn't know any of this stuff. And so whenever I had the opportunity to have somebody on the show to talk Black history, I would have them on, because to me it's and this might, I don't know, this might actually zoom out to the whole country, not just here in Gettysburg, but it's like a parallel history that's, maybe parallel is not the word, but it's happening at the same time, but nobody tells those stories, or very few people do.
Exactly. And it's very, very interesting because if you do travel on the battlefield, everyone hears about the Warfield Farm and, of course, the Abraham Bryan Farm. And it's like, okay, so that's out there.
Right.
But
there's
there
a whole
was
thing in
a
town.
whole community inside of Gettysburg. And the history is incredible. One thing that I like, and since I'm over the Lincoln Cemetery, when I give tours there, all of Gettysburg's earliest blacks, that is their final resting place. So I love when I take people through because I can tell their stories, and they have incredible stories. And it reaches far beyond Abraham Bryan and Warfield and Watts and Basil Biggs. They're all wonderful stories, but there are some incredible stories of people that lie within inside.
Where are these passed down orally through the families? Like, where do we get these stories from?
The Historical Society, and I'm quite sure that there's history at the Gettysburg Foundation too.
At the park.
Because
But are we talking journals, articles?
Articles.
Yeah.
We
okay.
piggy back and forth on things. Sometimes when I am stumped on something, I reached out to Chris not too long ago because we were talking about some of the battlefield guides. We knew that there was one black battlefield guide, but I had a group of descendants come here of people that were buried in Lincoln Cemetery. And this gentleman had a photo of someone at Devil's Den with a carriage, and I asked him who it was. And he was telling me, he says, and he was a licensed battlefield guide. I only knew of one. So then the wheels start turning.
Okay.
So, of course, I'm going to reach out to Chris Gwen.
Right.
And to find out. And for all these years, we knew of one, but there were two.
It's a little bit of detective work to being a historian.
Yes. So, and what they sent me back was his tests and everything. So, and it is like detective work.
Yeah.
And
which is fun.
It is.
Right?
It is. It
Trying
really
to figure
is.
it out.
It's like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah.
And but you have to really be in the mindset and love what you do to even, reach out and, and go beyond this. But the Black history, as we are coming upon more and more, and we do have oral stories too. But I like to dig within the confines of, what is written down to find, get the nitty gritty of everything that's going on here.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of nitty gritty.
Yes.
Yeah. I've always wondered, though, and I'm sure other people do wonder this as well. When the battle happened, well, not when the battle happened, prior to the battle happening, when the Confederates were in the area and many black people fled.
Yes.
Do we know how many came back? Did they stay fled? Where did they go? Did we ever catch up with them?
Thank you, Bethany. They did stay fled. No, there some did come back, but a lot of them did not. Those that came back, like the Warfields and whatever, and when they saw, the devastation, the death, and whatever, it's like they did not want to be here. Timber's family that was here.
Yeah.
And that, now they're related to me. But that was devastating, And even Abraham Bryan, but they came back. A lot of them would travel to like Philadelphia, Harrisburg, as they left. Whenever they would hear rumors of Confederates coming, they would, as I'm not sure whose journal said, they would skedaddle. And there are excerpts in Tilly Pierce's diary as well as Sally Salome Myers' diary. Now, Sally Salome Myers would live on High Street, and so the blacks lived on High Street and Washington Street.
Right.
So she was in close proximity, and she said she would hear them, the Negroes, scattering around, the rebels are coming, the rebels are coming. And they would flee, and it was a false alarm, so they'd come back. But when the war hit here, they just left Philadelphia way, Harrisburg way, to larger towns that had a larger concentration of black folks and whatever. York, Basil Biggs, that's where he fled to. And his family, some of his family still reside in New York today. So,
so what in Gettysburg, you mentioned Sally Myers living near Washington Street. How did blacks and whites get along in Gettysburg back in those days?
Well, to be perfectly honest, and now we lived on 3 streets. That's where the blacks lived, on Washington Street, High Street, and then Breckenridge Street. That's where we lived. Myself growing up, because it was always a mixed neighborhood, so we got along fine. Now, I was telling this tale the other day. We got along fine. Now, the parents, that's a whole different, another ball game.
The kids always get along fine until the parents step in. Right.
Yes, I know. The kids are like, what the heck, she's my friend, he's my friend, whatever. We didn't look at that, but those of us that still remain here that grew up in Gettysburg, when we get together, black and white, that's what we talk about. We saw no difference,
Yeah.
We were just friends. And now, as far as going back to the 1800s and whatever, you really don't hear too much of friction. I think it was after, after the war. And I can't think of the word.
Segregation?
Reconstruction?
No,
Jim Crow?
Thank
Reconstruction.
You.
Okay.
Yes, Reconstruction. Thank you, young man. Reconstruction. And then that's when things started like, what? But before, it wasn't, it really wasn't there. I would say if it was quiet, what we call quiet racism.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I remember reading prior to the war, I want to say this was in the 1840s, there was an abolitionist group that white people started.
Yes.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it. If you say it'll come to me.
Anti-slavery.
Yeah, society?
Yes, society.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember reading that freed blacks wanted to join it, and they said, no. Like they were white abolitionists, but they wouldn't let freed blacks join. So they had to start their own, which was, I believe, the slave abolition. I might be confusing my stories. It's been a while since I read this.
Well, now, if that, I've not heard that. I'm not saying it isn't true, but I've not heard that. I got to think, because I know that in 1840, around 1840 to 1841, there was the blacks the anti-slavery.
Yeah, they had to start that because the whites wouldn't let them in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the story I read. It was in one of those books about the town during the battle.
Well, you always learn something new when you're talking to someone.
Oh,
So, and I will.
Now, you might have learned something new from me, but that doesn't mean it's right.
Well,
I could be wrong.
But
the lesson is don't listen to me.
But the thing about it, and I think I say when I'm on my tours, if I hear something or if someone tells me something, I don't repeat it until I investigate it myself.
Yes.
So, but that's
good. So go and investigate that.
And I will. And Bethany, I'll put that on my tour here.
Okay.
So,
I think I'm right.
I want no money. I mean, don't ask for money. I'm not going to pay you there.
Oh, no. I'm happy to share that. I don't want to dime.
So one of the things that shocked me when we were working on the Children's Museum, because we were trying to find black children's accounts to put into the museum, and we reached out to Jean, and she was very blunt and told me, like, you're not going to find it.
Don't really have them.
No.
But the thing she did do, which thank you, because I use it constantly, is she brought me a copy of the census, and it showed the black citizens in Gettysburg prior to the battle.
Okay.
But when you go down through and you're looking at occupations,
right,
you expect to see laborer, servant, the jobs that you expect to see. But there were so many people in Gettysburg of color who were like the confectioner.
Oh, yeah. Who was
yeah.
that guy? What was that guy's
name?
That was
Owen Robinson.
That's right.
Yes.
And he sold oysters and ice cream, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And so like the jobs that are listed are just like, That's pretty freaking cool. Like,
can I admit something stupid on my part, or something I'm embarrassed to admit, but I'll admit it because it's all about learning, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how you do it. So I was shocked when I found out that at that time, even when they were free, that blacks were allowed to own property. I did not know that. I was under the impression that free or not, blacks couldn't own property. I don't know where I got that idea.
Well, it might have been outside of this area, but blacks own property from, way back here.
Yeah,
as you know.
Now.
Yes. Yeah. See, we're all learning something here.
But yeah, for the longest time, I just thought, I don't know where I got that.
Sense when you hear about the way people treat,
Well, I think I assumed it because they had a few other rights, even as freed citizens. Well, they weren't citizens, were they?
Well, no.
No, not until later. I mean, I'm talking pre-war.
Yeah, and I was going to say something, but
go ahead, say it.
No,
I dare you. No, feel free. It's okay.
Do you think
in this climate are we all even citizens?
That's a true statement.
Oh well, I'm not.
We know that.
He's Italian.
But we still love you.
Thank you. Grazie.
One of the things, in addition to that, in the census, so when we were in the cemetery a couple weeks ago, when we brought that tour there, you know how you know that people existed? They were around. They existed. They were alive. But you don't expect to see them, and they're so out of context. So speaking of Abraham Bryan, we were in this cemetery, the Lincoln Cemetery, and I'm walking along, and I'm like, "They're Abraham Bryan." Your brain just kind of goes, "But he's famous."
So that's
you don't expect him to be in this little town cemetery. You expect him to be in Washington D.C. or some such crazy thing, and here he is here in duh. I mean, duh.
No, but I get the same feeling going through Evergreen Cemetery.
Yeah,
Gene, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and even Basil Biggs.
Yeah.
But everyone, when I say everyone we have descendants of James Geddes, the founder of Geddestown. We have like Samuel Stanton. And he is a descendant of James Geddes' slave girl. We have just everyone. And that's why I say everyone in there has a story.
Yeah.
And just incredible stories. And Lincoln Cemetery is the only concrete evidence that we have that there was a black community that was here. And the folks that are in there date back from the late 1700s on up until 1990s and whatever. So
how many graves are in that cemetery?
450.
450
graves.
But not all of them have a stone.
Have a stone, yeah. No,
yes,
no.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And
how many acres is it?
1.6 acres.
That's a lot of people in 1.6 acres.
And it is.
Yeah.
And it might be more, but as far as we know, from getting all the obituaries and whatever, there are 450 people that are buried there. And we do have a database with everyone's information, name, and everything on our website, as well as, a little bit of history about them. So
now you did, when Jean took over the cemetery, you did this project with the ground penetrating radar.
Yes.
So, do you want to talk a little bit more about that? Because that's a fascinating.
Well, when I took over, trying to figure out what I was going to do to, bring, I guess, justice to the cemetery. I knew that there were folks that were buried there that didn't have stones and whatever, and I wanted to find them. And so I contracted a gentleman from out of Virginia by the name of Matt Turner to do a GPR, and you know what that is?
Ground penetrating radar. Yeah.
And what that does, it will locate a coffin, but it will not, if someone's cremated, it cannot locate that. And so with that being done, we did locate 136 graves. And so if you happen to ride by, or if anybody's coming to Gettysburg and you go by Lincoln Cemetery, you'll see little orange flags, and that denotes all of the graves that we have
Wow.
located.
Yeah, I drove by earlier.
Oh. Well, now we're right in the midst of placing the stones,
which Brian's helping with.
Yeah.
Brian Kennel.
Yeah, from the Evergreen Cemetery.
And we have not removed the orange flags yet, and I'm glad that they're there. But he's placing them as we speak, and hopefully will be done by the end of October. So
isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy good.
136.
That's a lot.
136. Yes, it is a lot.
So what do we know? Did they ever have stones or?
Yes, we do have some documentation from 1937 that listed everyone that was buried there and whether they had a tin marker or a stone. Now, when the cemetery fell into a state that it was unrecognizable, we don't know what happened to some of the stones and whatever. We think some might have gotten buried under, the ground when it was. And that is going to be my last project of trying to go with my rod. What is it?
Like a
Dowsing
divining rod or whatever?
No, it isn't that. Probing rod. Okay. With my probing
That's
rod.
different.
Yes.
That is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because we did find one stone. Matter of fact, it was Owen Robinson's wife. We found her stone. She died in 1891. So that gives us, something that, to look forward to. So once I'm finished with everything, that'll be the last thing that we do. I can't take the time to look right now and hold up, what I'm doing now. But we want to see if we can perhaps find, some of the stones.
I think that'd be great. The cemetery is not always open though, right? Or is it now?
No. I do have it open on the weekend from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. But right now, since I'm having, some construction done with the laying of the stones, in a few weeks we will be, Steve Zimmerman will be building a pergola, and then I'm having the fence repaired.
Okay.
And so it's under construction.
Okay.
And so right now I don't want anyone in there. Some of the stones are just laid on top until he comes in to put them. And I don't know. I'm not saying someone will run away with a stone or whatever, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah,
and
I'd
so,
be scared.
How did you get to be the keeper of the cemetery?
Well, there was an organization that started in 1998, and it was Lincoln Cemetery Project Association. I've been with the cemetery since 2001. Mrs. Myers and I were actually the last two on the board. And as she...
Is that Betty?
Yes. And she is ill, and she is in a home, and I always promised her I'd look after the cemetery. And so with her being ill, I picked up the ball, and I'm now taking it over the finish line.
Good.
So,
the last time I saw Jean, she was in the cemetery picking up sticks and all that stuff, and I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, oh, I'm in here every day picking up stuff. So this is like a true labor of love. She's the person who does everything in there.
Well, my friends come by, and when I see them, they're like, I was by your house today and you weren't home. And I'm like, yes, I was. My car was there. And they're like, no, we're talking about the cemetery.
How about some volunteers? You need some volunteers?
Yeah, do you need volunteers?
I never turn down anybody.
That would be awesome.
So
yeah, we would do that, wouldn't we? I would do that. You'd do that, Court, right?
So,
in a heartbeat.
Bethany wouldn't.
Well,
she doesn't want to break a sweat.
When we were there, I was sweating so bad. And she was like, she had a nice little dew like right here. And I was like, what is happening? Why do I look like I just jumped into a river? And you look gorgeous per usual. And she's like, oh, I know, I'm sweating. I'm like, no, you're not.
No, believe me, somewhere I'm sweating.
It was so annoying.
That's so funny.
Is sweating mandatory for volunteers?
Yes, yes, it is.
What,
and I stand out there with a whip. Now,
oh my goodness, I'm there.
Yes.
Oh my God, Court.
That's
don't tell him
that's
that.
not a deterrent to Court.
No, most of the time when I do have like a cleanup or someone in the cemetery, I'm running around taking pictures,
Yeah.
And, because I try and keep our Facebook page up to date. So if someone is in there doing something, I'd like to.
Right. Somebody's got to document it.
Yes. So I'm just like,
yeah,
I don't have to work today. It's just like everybody else.
Get to work.
Yes.
So you have this project going on, which is an insane, over the top labor of love. But then you have the project for the new Black History Museum.
Yes.
In
Now this one, I have been in favor of this for like over a decade. When I first heard about it, the personnel I think have changed since that time. I know the person I heard about it from is no longer
local
is in Hanover, but like not part of the group anymore. But I was like, yes, you got to have this.
Well, no, go ahead.
And I was going to say, I think it should be a giant building out on, acres, like where the World War II Museum is, like huge.
I mean, there's a huge story to tell.
Oh, I know that's right.
Well, the thing about it.
But I also like what you're doing.
The thing about us saving this building, it is the last Black-owned, Black-built building here in Gettysburg.
Okay.
And
it's the Hopkins House.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was our initial reason for saving this building. And then as we're brainstorming, we decided we should have a Black museum, a state-of-the-art Black museum. The house is part of the history and will be, a focus of the museum. Now, it will be larger than what it is right now. And I can talk about it. We talked about it a little bit this morning. The part of it, and if you look at it from the door over to the left-hand side.
It's on Washington Street.
Yes, 219 South Washington Street. That is the actual log cabin, and it's log, and we're exposing that. We have already started on the interior, and we're going to expose it on the outside. So we're going to save that part. The rest of the building is being knocked down, and then we are rebuilding that. That will be a 2-story building, and it will extend out, like a good distance in the yard.
Okay.
And that will be the part where the museum will be. And we've been working behind the scenes, and we have it together, and we're working with a wonderful team, museum designers that design the Beyond the Battle museum. And our concept, we're starting from slavery on up to present date. And it's going to be incredible. And well, I know because I've already seen the layout. Andrew and all of us, the architect, we've already seen. It's going to be incredible. But what better place to have a Black museum? And it will be the first Black museum here in Gettysburg in the Black area, in the downtown area.
Yeah.
And it's going to be incredible. And I think
that's more fitting than my pie in the sky idea.
Well, and it will be once we have everything, and when you see it, when you see the layout of how we're going to have it together, you'll be amazed. You really, really will be amazed. And I actually will have an office in there.
Oh, very nice.
Yes,
It's nice to have an office.
Well, I like working at home where I can just get up and roll out, And
there's something to be said to that,
yes,
too, yeah.
Yes.
But it's also nice to have an office to go to when you can't work at home.
Well, and it really is. And this project is a partnership between Lincoln Cemetery and which is Adams County Historical Society, which is now Gettysburg History. So, and it's a partnership between the two of us, and I will be giving tours out of the museum also, and but it's going to be a welcome new addition to Gettysburg. And the thing about it is, Black history is history. It's American history.
Absolutely.
And this is what we want everyone to know. We're coming from the battlefield history, and then the white civilian part that's being told, at Beyond the Battle. We do have some Black history there, but this one here, it just ties it all in, and it just makes Gettysburg a wonderful place to come to visit and hear about Gettysburg, all of Gettysburg's history.
Wouldn't it be? I just had a thought, and I know this is controversial to say, but wouldn't it be great if one day we have, say, for example, a Gettysburg, museum about the town, but Black and white history is all in there together, like the whole story, instead of separate museums for each half of the story.
And yes. Now I will say, now Beyond the Battle does have some Black history in it. Yes, it does. And but this one, now I don't want to say, I'm very, very proud of this because it sort of like concentrates, your mind is focused on this.
Right.
And I think you'll come away with it drilled in your head.
I think it's definitely necessary.
For here. Sort of like putting the two together.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, maybe.
And I don't want it to be separate because it is. Everybody's history is history.
Exactly.
It's all, it all should be clumped in together.
You telling me that white people didn't buy oysters and ice cream from Mr. Robinson?
Oh, they most certainly
yes,
did.
They did.
They most certainly did.
What is it?
Smiles were brought to the faces of many white people from his oysters and ice cream.
And yes. And now the secret's out. The secret is out now. You told the secret. So.
But that's how it's our history.
Yeah. Owen Robinson, I don't know why, out of all the people, he sticks with me the most.
Me too.
And I think it's because the picture of him, there's like one known picture of him where he looks just like...
Let me see if I can pull it up.
Like, kind of like a homeless man sitting on a front porch. But he must have been like everybody knew him. Everybody knew him. It did not matter where you lived in this town. You knew this man. And he just seemed like he would have been so much fun to talk to.
Yes. Well, what does he say about his long life?
Oh, I don't know this story. I'm sorry. I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Well, because I thought you weren't paying attention on the tour. Okay.
Is this about when my mother fell over that thing?
Oh, no.
Oh,
she fell over? Is she going to sue me?
No. No, she's not going
okay.
to sue you. Because she tripped over her own.
I have to tell you to go look at the sign. It says we are not responsible for anyone getting injured in there.
Debbie,
I'll send you that.
Bethany always pulls the liability card.
Always.
Yeah. Bethany's waiting for that big lawsuit, that one big payday.
One big payday.
Well, no. Owen Robinson. Well, on his headstone it says he lived to be 110 years old.
Oh, right.
Okay. And but we estimate he was, in his 90s. But he says to this gentleman that's interviewing him in the paper, the Philadelphia paper, that drew the sketch of him, and it really does. He does look like a homeless man.
He does.
Here, and, hold on. Court is that? Sorry, not that one. So, is that him?
Yeah.
Yes. No,
there he is.
Isn't he?
But God love him.
I bet you he had great stories.
And I bet he did.
Yeah.
He looks like he's ready for war.
Well,
got that
he
musket
said that he liked to hunt.
Oh, okay.
He did like to hunt, but he says he owes his long life to taking long walks and smoking very strong tobacco.
See, I told my doctor I shouldn't have quit.
See, there you go.
Oh my God, Matthew.
Man, I just needed stronger tobacco.
So you also told us about this event that's coming up. Is it Town and Gown?
Yes.
Scholarship meets community at Gettysburg Historic Black Church. And
yes.
Tuesday.
Yes, and that is something that now I call him David because I cannot say his first name, and that's what he said. Call me David, Dr.
Oh yeah.
Foose.
No, Ed Udizi.
That might be it.
Okay.
Houdini?
Yes.
Harry Houdini?
Edudzi.
I'm usually good with pronunciations of other words.
Polish, right? Pierogi.
Where?
Over the top paragraph, honey.
What is it? Washington.
Get out of here.
Oh, that's Edudzi?
I would have said Edudzi.
Dr. Edudzi David Salas. Wow, that's an interesting name. Edudzi.
Where's he from?
He is from Africa. And he is
I don't
he's
know.
new with Gettysburg College, and he is a professor of English.
Oh,
but
okay.
what he is doing is, and it really touched my heart when he got in touch with me, because he said, and I agree too, because you have black students out at the college for 4 years here that never come into this area. They do not even know that there was a black presence here,
right?
And they don't know the history of a town that they're going to be in for 4 years. And so he put this program together. And so I am on the program. I will be talking about the history of the early black churches here in Gettysburg. And of course, Dr. Scott Hancock will be talking.
I saw Scott's name.
And
I like Scott.
Scott's wonderful.
He is. We haven't done it this year, but his friend, we have a mutual friend, Mark, and Scott and I will go get dinner once or twice a year, something like that. And I've always enjoyed my conversations with Scott because they're very honest.
Yes.
And, you can't always have an honest conversation.
Yes.
These days, and even those days, and many days. And yes, Scott and I don't do horrible things to each other. We sit and we break bread, we laugh, we talk music, we talk history, we talk race stuff, and nobody gets offended. It's wonderful. We could be honest, and nobody gets offended.
And that's what I like. I like
He called me a
conversation.
cracker. He did.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Okay, now wait a minute. I gotta think Sanford and Son. that show cracked me up. But I liked, it's so funny because in that era,
That was a great show.
Yes, and even Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
In that era, you could do that.
You could laugh at our pain. That's what that was. We were laughing at a pain, but we can't do that anymore.
And we cannot. But see, now I'm like you because now when I'm with my friends, I go off script,
Yeah.
And and I like keeping it real.
Yeah. It's fun.
And it is.
And it's
really
also
is.
cathartic. It's good to do for your soul.
Yes.
And it's good to let someone else do it for theirs.
Exactly.
And you still hug at the end of the day and say, I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
And but I try not to focus on. It's so funny because someone was saying something to me about being racist or something. I said, well,
said you were?
But no.
Oh.
Someone was saying. And I said, well,
said Matt
if somebody was treating me bad and they were racist, I said I was too dumb to know it, I was just going with the flow, And so what, you're getting a little angry at me? And I'm just like, I'm still being nice, And then someone said, well, I'm like, well, I was too dumb to know it. I'm still being nice to the person. And because that's who I am,
One of the nicest humans you'll ever meet. Jean
I
Green.
can tell.
It's something else I paid her to say. And because
you seem to have a lot of money. What do you want me to say? I'll say anything you want.
Scott Hancock, I've met him several times.
Yeah.
And I have never been more intimidated by someone who I know from the get-go is way smarter than I am.
He just pretends to be.
No, I'm telling you, like that man.
No, he is.
It oozes out of him. It's
But
just
he's
like,
not. He doesn't treat you like you're a lesser being because he's smarter.
I treat myself like that. As soon as I get in the room with him, I'm always like, I get very self-conscious because I know he's way smarter than I am. And so I just get very I don't even know what to joke around with him about because
anything.
I'll tell humor, you. I feel like his humor would be up here and I would just look like an infant.
He's so laid back, and because he is extremely intelligent, but he's so laid back, and I like that about him, he's just this neat person.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one story that cracked me up when it happened, and it probably won't make you laugh, but I'll tell it anyway, just to give you an idea of Scott's, the way we have our conversations. We were talking, I don't even remember what we were talking about, right? But it was probably a serious conversation. Not, not like, dour or serious, but just like a normal serious conversation. And it was probably something to do with race. And he was actually talking to Mark. And he said, I think they were talking about what do they call them? The blaxploitation films from the 70s. And he mentioned Dolomite. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, the one with Eddie Murphy? And he just looked at me and he goes, racist. And I go, what do you mean? It just came out on Netflix. What are you talking about? Is that a remake? And he's like, yeah, that's a remake. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Because I didn't watch blaxploitation films. I didn't want to exploit.
Oh,
that's
my
all
goodness.
I watched.
That's too funny.
But
That's
he
too
just,
funny.
it oozes out of his body.
Yeah.
His smartness oozes out of
and
his body.
The guy's he's got brass ones too. Remember when the Beer Belly Brigade was protecting the Confederate monuments?
Yes.
And he's down there like all alone.
I know.
And these people are yelling at him. I'm like, man,
you gotta love him.
Yeah, you do.
And because when you're passionate about what you believe in, you will. And when I see him, and sometimes when I talk to him, I said, no, Scott. I said, no, you got to stop that. And he just starts. He puts a smile on his face, But that's what he believes in, and I have to give him credit for that because a lot of times he is by himself,
Yeah, he's one of my favorite people, and I think he gets a bad rap from a lot of people. I remember I had him on the show a couple times, and I lost a few listeners because they said that he was a Marxist. Oh. And I'm like, I don't know anywhere. I don't know many Marxists who are Christians. And he's a Christian.
And yes.
They don't really like them.
They don't like Christians, right? You're not allowed.
Not big on organized
The state
religion.
is the God, not Jesus. So, but I heard that about him prior to having him on. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I'm not going to let that stop me from talking to somebody because that's the problem in this society is that we hear that and we won't associate with somebody.
Exactly.
And then I did it. And I found out he was a lovely gentleman, and we became friends.
Yeah.
And I love the guy. He's one of my favorite people in town. And I don't get to see him as much as I want to, but every time I see him, I enjoy it.
Well, next time I see him, I will try to joke around. And if he looks at me like I'm an idiot,
yeah,
I'm just going to blame you.
Go watch some old Red Fox stuff and
oh my God, no.
do one of his jokes. See how that works.
No,
wait.
Real quick.
Go.
Devin McKinney is the other presenter in this thing.
Yes.
I don't know him. Should I know him?
I don't know. I don't know him.
Okay.
As we were putting this together, and he said, of course he wanted me to speak, and then of course Scott, and the other folks, I'm not knowledgeable of them.
I was like, I don't know that person.
I will be meeting them for the first time, at this event. But it's going to be, I think a really, really nice event. And we're emerging in like Black culture.
Yeah.
And whatever. And then, of course, we're going to have a soul food dinner afterwards.
Uncle Mo's going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a tent in the yard and whatever. So it's just like trying to bring what community is together, but everyone is welcome,
It's October 7th from 4:15 to 6:30 at St. Paul's AME Zion Church, which is at 269 South Washington Street. So
there's a couple of people in the comment section who have some questions and comments. Let's see. Jeff Pasnick says, our last visit to Gettysburg, Lincoln Cemetery was a must-visit spot for us. Thank you for having Gene on. How would someone donate to the projects you are doing at the cemetery?
Well, if you go on our website, we do have a section on there where you can donate. And thank you very much for, taking an interest in Lincoln Cemetery, this wonderful hidden gem of history.
But also be aware that there are other Lincoln cemeteries.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bethany.
I was not aware.
Yes. Make sure that you go under Lincoln Cemetery, the word at Gettysburg.
.com.
That is.
Or you mean when you Google it?
No, on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So but our website.
What are you looking for? You got it.
My card for the website.
Oh no, I left it over there, in the back room.
Wait,
Gene,
somewhere in the back room.
We're the worst.
Well, no, that's okay. And
We don't know what
it's
we're
my
looking-
website.
What are they looking at?
So
Where'd you leave it in the back?
Are you sure? Are you sure you want me leading a parade here?
I love you.
So
They're all running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to find it in the back there. Where'd you leave it, Gene?
No. I have.
Oh,
my
you have
purse.
it here. She has it here.
Okay.
She has it here.
Okay, so our website is Lincoln Cemetery, Gettysburg.org.
Lincoln. All right, let me
Yes.
go.
And so if you pull that up, and you will find everything about the cemetery. Now we also have a database with everyone's name. I mentioned that before, the 450 people that are buried there, and also we have an interactive map on there.
Oh,
so we did a drone flyover, and if you're interested in, if you're going to come to Gettysburg, if you're interested in a certain person like Basil Biggs, you can click on the headstone. Up comes all of his information, and you can see where he's buried. So
That's
when you
great.
come, you can just come in and go directly to his gravesite.
Francie says, we have loved visiting Lincoln Cemetery during our visits. There are so many important stories being told. Valerie asks, when are tours held of the Lincoln Cemetery? Do you have them on a regular time, or is it when you feel like doing when you announce it?
When someone contacts me and they want a tour, I never turn down a tour. I never turn down an opportunity to give people to tell the stories of everyone that's buried in there. We do have a email, so if you're interested, just send me a note.
What's your email address?
She's got to get it out again.
Okay. And listen, I'm really a bright person here. I just don't know the website and the email. No.
While you're looking for it.
Yes. It's Lincoln Cemetery Association @gmail.com.
All right. Go ahead, Court.
How do we volunteer? What's the best way to go about that?
Well, the same thing. Just
Contact.
Reach
contact
out to
me.
you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Tim says, Mag Palm is my favorite black resident during the battle. She was a tough cookie.
Oh, yes, she was.
Mag.
Can you
And
imagine?
now, Mag Palm is buried in Lincoln Cemetery, but she has no stone. So we do not know where she's buried.
Oh.
But so the gentleman must be familiar with the story of her being kidnapped.
Yes.
And yes, and quite a woman. And that's like any of us. If we women who have worked a full day and we're coming home and someone wants to
don't mess with us.
yes, and that's it.
Is she the one who bit the guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like, not today, So, not today.
This is not happening today.
I just washed 50 loads of clothes and, I'm
not
exhausted,
And I have a headache.
So,
First of all, so that was what my family did in Clarion. They washed clothes. They would take it.
Oh, I thought you meant bit people.
No, we bite people all the time still.
Kidnap people?
Yeah, all the time. But we you don't mess with. I have pictures of my great grandmother. Like her arms were like a football player's arms. Like you do not mess with somebody who washes
the land
clothes
and washes clothes
for a living. Like that was a rough job. Like what were these people thinking? Like dumb.
Are you a part of the Giving Spree?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
So you're part of the Giving Spree as well.
Yeah, not giving. Would you do Giving Tuesday too?
No,
So
just
Giving
the Giving
Spree.
Spree. Yes.
So the Giving Spree is a local give day for Adams County, and it's going to be November 5th? 6th. And you give on that day, and you can go onto the website for the Adams County Community Foundation, and they'll do it for you. You can register on there, and you can pick who you want to give donations to.
Okay.
The Lincoln Project Cemetery Project is on there, and a bunch of other local organizations.
Yes,
So
yes,
if you
it's
love the
quite a few.
community, it's one of the best ways to reach a lot of people at one time.
Gene, this was very enjoyable. I
Yes.
really enjoyed having you on. I hope you'll come on again and we could talk more about all this stuff. Very nice to finally meet you.
Well, nice to meet you.
I hope
nice
you had
to sit
fun.
with. I did. I
Okay,
really
good.
did.
All right, good.
And yes, because I'm more serious, so I laughed.
Do you want to stick around and comment on the news with us? Do you have news?
We were just gonna. I figured we would just
Matt,
talk about the shutdown.
I stopped a crime. Told you about it. And you say we don't have news?
Oh, right. Okay. I don't remember that. But all right. Well, so we're going to take a break and then we talk about news and other things. And you could sit and just comment and talk.
Or you can go home if you've had a long day.
You don't feel the need.
I'm sorry, but I will do that.
Okay.
It has been.
Well, you're welcome anyway.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I hope this helps. I hope you get volunteers. I hope you get some donations.
Yes.
And if there's anything that we can do, if you want to get the word out about something, please let us know. Our audience is probably the best in the world, I would say.
Be careful what you ask for because I will put you to work.
By all means.
Remember, I have that whip and a camera. I document what I do.
All right, G. Well, thank you very much. And we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
It's hard to be arrogant when you're just average. Matt and Beth will be right back.
That's another great question.
If you like this podcast and what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, the Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners make
call or walk in and mention Addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off.
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
When you're dragging ass out of bed and the hair's mussed up on your head, you picture the 20th Maine and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Ground Top, bro.
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hair's mussed up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Ground Top Bro.
Addressing Gettysburg's Little Ground Top by Bantam Roasters is available at 82 Steinware Avenue in Gettysburg or at addressinggettysburg.com/cafe.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
You know, Patreon. Did the wrong slider again. Patreon is the greatest way to make sure that Addressing Gettysburg does not go away and that we continue to be able to bring you guests like Gene Green and all the guides that we have on the show, the many authors that are over there at Patreon being interviewed about their many books for you to go and listen to and expand your knowledge. You know, one thing that has really occurred to me in this last year is Getty's nerds are not necessarily Civil War nerds. Yes, and it's a discussion I've had many times over the last year.
Drives me nuts.
It's a little, and in fairness, I was pretty much that way too until I realized, there's a whole war to learn about. And,
you mean they like Gettysburg, but they don't pay attention to the rest of the war?
They don't really care about the rest of the war.
Forget
the
Red River campaign.
Forget that.
The what?
Red River, that's a John Wayne movie. That's what they say. But we decided to use Gettysburg as a springboard to learn about the rest of the Civil War, and we do that over on Patreon. And, we're starting to come up with things that are for patrons exclusively. For example, this year, if we could figure out a venue for the Christmas party, this will be the last Christmas party open to the general public. That is true. That is going to be only for the patrons starting next year. Half of our Get Out of the Car tours this year are going to be patron only, and the other half will be open to the general public. It's not that we don't like the general public. It's that the patrons obviously love us because they put food on the table. So, well, they love put on my table. And so, I need to pay them back big time. I am forever indebted to them. I appreciate their support so much. And doing extra episodes and putting them over there, to me, doesn't feel like enough. And so that's why we're going to take some of their advice and do patron-only events. And it's more than just supporting the show. It is a community of people as well, ladies and gentlemen. It is a community of people who you will get to know. For example, all the people who went on Scott Hartwig's tour, patrons only. We had 60 some odd people there, and they were all patrons, and we made it available to them. The audience for our Tavern Talks, patrons only. It's only available to them. Because we want them to be included in things, and we want to show our appreciation to them. And those tickets are free for them, by the way, thanks to a generous donation from Digital History Pioneers Foundation. We are able to pay for their food and to drink tickets at these Tavern Talks. By the way, there's only 2 of them left, and if you are a patron, I don't know, a few posts ago, I posted the remaining links. Go ahead and get yourself a free ticket. Anyway.
Yeah, Rich Condon. Get in there.
Rich Condon?
I told him, get your ticket.
Oh, yes. And he's a patron. Yeah. And so anyway,
Yes.
What I'm trying to tell you is go to patreon.com/addressinggettysburg and, come on. Finally belong to something. Finally belong to something healthy.
Believe
right?
in something.
Believe in
For
something.
once.
Believe in yourself. How about that? Believe in yourself. Become a patron. Patreon.com/addressinggettysburg.
Oh, vibe change.
You're back with Matt and Beth.
It's a get back.
The other thing is that AG Today, this very show that you're watching, after much consideration and research as to how YouTube works and the algorithm and all that nonsense, it is a wise business decision for me to move the show to Patreon, the Patreon platform. Now, for those of you who like to watch the show and are what Bethany calls freeloaders, and you just went, oh, God, now I'm not going to be able to listen. That's not true. We are going to keep it free. I can make free posts over on Patreon, and I'm going to do that. Now, does that mean you need to create a new account to go and listen to something for free? I don't know. It's a great question.
Does that hurt your throat? Guys are so weird.
Don't ask personal questions, please.
Yeah. But what's my point? My point is that
whatever, man. Down the hatch.
Over the lips and through the gums. And
it's an actual
look out,
alcohol.
stomach. Here we go. Hold on. They're lithium.
Here we go.
Remember we were talking about the batteries?
Yes.
And then I said, hold on, they're lithium.
Yeah.
Everybody moved on, but Matt just leaned away from the mic. He got it.
Anywho.
Scott.
What were we talking about? Patreon. So Patreon, yes. No, we're not Patreon. This show, it's going to go over to Patreon. I'll find out if you need to. I don't think you need to start a new account to listen to something for free, but you can also follow us for free. I do make free posts. I'm a little more, obviously, with the paying members. I let them know more behind the scenes what's going on. I actually, consult people there. I ask, what do you think? Should we do this? Should we do that? Not usually as a free post. Those are for the paying members, but there are some posts that I make available for free. And so you'll be able to listen to it. That's going to start in January. And the reason for this is that I saw several videos that talked about the algorithm and how, of course, it's going to change again in January. And but the algorithm as of now, and this would explain, I think, a lot for my channel and maybe some other people's channels too, is they changed it to reward consistency. So channels that only talk about one thing get pushed. Whereas,
it doesn't even make sense.
Well, it does to them. And don't forget, tech people are nerds who were ostracized from society in high school, pushed into lockers.
Right.
And now they are exacting their revenge on capable people.
Nice of you to talk about my husband that way.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's right.
Incels.
Yeah, celibacy.
Yes.
They don't have a choice.
Right. And now they have power over everybody else who could make it in the world. And they are exacting their revenge. Okay. And this is how it works. They're creating insane people. So my point is that if that is true, then Addressing Gettysburg Today, though it has Gettysburg in the title, in the descriptions,
because it's a different kind of show.
Because it's a different kind of show. And that would make sense because even when I put up an old Patreon episode that has to do with Gettysburg or the Civil War, it doesn't get the views that Ask a Guides do. And so that kind of clicked with me. I was like, okay, that's what it is. Like Ask a Guide is like that's the show that gets the most organic views. And so then the algorithm sees that and says, well, this is what we're going to push to other people when they come out. All this other stuff, not so much. And so that's what we're going to do. So AG Today will be live streamed over on Patreon. So this is a great opportunity for you to go and, see what's going on over there if you haven't already. So that's that there. Now, I got to tell you this. The other day I go and I check the mail. Okay. Now I rarely check the mail. I usually leave that to Cindy, or I leave it for the mailman to leave a note on the door saying, empty out your goddamn mailbox.
Oh my God.
I go in and sitting on top is this envelope. Okay. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool.
And it's sealed on the back.
It's sealed on the back, and it's got a wax seal on the back and all that. And I open it, and then it's got this
fancy paper.
Okay.
And fancy writing.
And I'm like, wow, look at that computer. But no, it's actually handwritten. I think even with a dippy pen, because there's heavy spots of ink. Dear Mr. Calorie.
I don't think that's what they called them, dippy pens.
Well, that's what I call them, and that's what I call my eggs. Dear Mr. Calorie, by decree of the supreme sorcerer, Phoebus the Great, you are most fortunate to be counted among the chosen few summoned to the second annual Wizard Tea Party. This rare honor is reserved for wizards alone. Leave your witches and younglings behind the veil. Dress with dignity in your finest wizard robes and partake in fellowship with tea at the table of wizardry. When night unveils her velvet crown on October's 25th, as stars look down, at 7 bells let wizards arrive in Abbottstown, blank, 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 Forest Drive. Sincerely, Phoebus the Great. I got this and I got scared. Because I'm not into this stuff. Wizards, that stuff, right? I really admired the effort that went into this thing. I have no fucking clue who this is.
And, well, what about the same-sex aspect of it? More into it, right?
Let me see.
Or is that
Let me see the letter.
Because
it sounds like guys.
It is guys.
All right.
So Cindy, I read it to Cindy and I like, Cindy, I think somebody is trying to lure me to be murdered.
Or something.
Right? And so I'm reading it to her. She takes the envelope. She looks at the return address. Oh, first she looks at the location because the return address is different from the location of the wizard orgy.
Yep.
And
that's where my mind went.
And she's trying to find a name associated with it, but of course you can't without paying, right? So I go, well, wait, what's the return address? And then she told me, and I looked it up on Google Maps. Oh, no. First she goes, maybe, is that your friend Tate? And I go, oh, give me the address. And I look it up on Google Maps, and sure enough, it's his damn house, the return address. And so it's my friend. So I call my friend Tate, and I go, what the hell is this wizard thing? I thought I was going to get murdered. Like, what is that about? And he told me last year, his wife, or 2 years ago, his wife had a party and no men were allowed. And so I think it was his daughter's boyfriend at the time was like, well, then you should have a party and the women can't be allowed. And so they started this thing where they dressed up as wizards and had tea. And I'm like, tea? What's wrong with beer? And so they had fun with it last year, and then he decided to invite me to it this year. I don't know. I don't have a wizard robe.
Is it?
Thought it was Mark. For a minute, I thought it was Mark. But I'm like, no, I don't think he's
This is a real wax seal.
Yeah. No, it is. He went all out.
And that's
Wait
pretty
till
cool.
you see what they do with candles.
No, my husband's not that creative.
No,
I
but
love
I mean,
him,
I don't
but he's
know.
not.
I don't know anybody who's into that type of stuff.
So you automatically think of Mark?
Yes, he's the only person I know who's into that. I don't know anybody.
Gaming?
Wizardry.
There's like Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. Things people do at home alone with their friends.
No,
at
like
home alone with their friends.
No, on Stranger Things they had like a group of 3.
Yeah.
They had friends.
They weren't dating.
No,
No.
they were just friends.
They were just friends.
And they played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, guys are ridiculous.
Yeah, men.
Someday I should show you the well, I won't do it right now.
What?
The pictures from the nerd conventions. Then you really would have thought that was Mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. God bless him.
Marie, she sent a $10 super chat. She says, thanks for letting us sit in the other week, AG friends. You're very welcome, Marie. Marie Bingaman, that is. She was out here with Chad on his birthday weekend. And they sat in the back, and we went and had dinner with them and everything like that.
I saw them at World War II weekend, too. Both days.
Grant says, thanks for the material, Matt. You're welcome, Grant. Reading that letter.
Oh.
Yeah. Why is Bethany so harsh on those who support the show but can't afford to become patrons?
Listen, Grant.
Yeah.
We're no longer friends.
Against...
We're no longer friends. You were mean to me last time. You were mean to me last time, and no.
He
I'm not
posted
putting
a
up with it
video
anymore.
of you trying to get, or you talking about drugs or something.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Wasn't it an interview with Jamie about Bethany?
It was, and it started off so conventional, and then it was like, "What's Bethany's favorite drug?"
Yeah. I'll look it up. But this is a request from Matt Gillespie. He paid a super chat for this, so here we go. This is for you, Matt.
Bethany,
I could house that loaf.
houses the loaf. She usually takes smaller
I usually take smaller bites. Oh my God, my gut hurts.
But when she cracks up, she jokes and snores. How lucky are we to know a broad like Bethany?
All of you love me. It's true.
All right, I'm looking up Grant's thing here. Where is
Brantley?
All right,
we were friends. We were friends.
Well,
there was
where's
unspoken thing that I was off limits to make fun of, and then you had to cross the line.
Now it's a different story.
Now we're frenemies.
Here we go. We have the audio only on this one here, but
tell us about Bethany, Jamie.
Pretty much that's been the common thread through my entire life, has been finding things that are unusual.
That's a weird answer. What does she have for lunch?
Scared kitten.
Really? A scared kitten?
Scared kitten.
Wow, that must be some kind of Clarion delicacy. Who's her big crush? We always hear about Chamberlain, but who's really her crush?
Major General Henry Hunt.
What would Bethany want to do with Henry Hunt?
Just go off into the woods and explore the wilds.
Sounds like Bethany is dropping acid again. Is she still on drugs?
I love everything quirky.
That's a yes. What's the fake name she uses with her drug dealer?
Archie McPhee.
What song does Bethany like to hear when she's high?
They Might Be Giants.
wait, sorry. Grant made one of. Ow. That's the music to this here. Courtly. There you go. It's a possum on me, and Cindy says, "It's okay, I'll get the car." Because she ran a possum over a possum. She ran a possum over a car.
Great.
All right, so Court, you Amira does parkour.
Great segue.
Parkour. Yep.
Parkour.
She just says it.
She just says parkour.
Parkour.
Yep.
Where is this at? Like, is this a local thing in Gettysburg?
There's apparently a Gettysburg Parkour League.
Are you kidding? For
Nope.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds.
It's
dangerous.
in the Dollar General Plaza.
Now, is this official or
Which
is
Dollar
this a
General?
bunch
There's
of?
literally $17 Generals.
That's not true. There's one by the Mead School, and that's the one. And they're like Tanya's Mexican restaurant is.
I was
there.
thinking they were just having them jump over the rocks in Devil's Den.
No, it's a pay-for program, and Amira does it 2 days a week, but it's like a weekly thing. And I was telling them about the podcast, and they do a lot of cool stuff, and I think parents should know about it in this community because...
Yeah, keep your kids away.
Matthew, that was mean.
Parkour!
Parkour! It just seemed like a parkour song.
So she does it, and she likes it. She likes it. But it's cool that a smaller town like Gettysburg has
Would
something
have
like
that,
a parkour.
yeah.
It's called Gettysburg's Best Parkour Program.
So what do they
Bullshit.
do? Like
Bullshit. That was
Bullshit.
Close. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. That's pretty close.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. That was close. I don't care what anyone says. They do karate. They do parkour. They have parents like date night specials. Like on a Saturday night, they have like a 2-hour special thing for members, and the kids can go there and hang out, and the parents can go have a date.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. But they
There's no way Ezra would. Oh my God.
But do parkour?
Have you met this kid?
No, that's
this
what I'm
is
saying.
the same
Why
kid
would-
that tried to throw a ball the other day in front of him, and it ended up behind him.
Didn't
This
like
is not a kid
I don't
that should
think
be
they
doing
throw
sports.
balls in parkour.
wasn't parkour like the stupid thing kids did before eating Tide Pods?
The hell
It
are
was
you
in the
talking
James
about?
Bond movie.
But
like
those
where
are
they-
stuntmen.
Yeah.
But weren't there all these stories about like people like breaking necks and legs and doing stupid parkour things on 7-story
remember.
buildings?
I don't remember.
I seem to remember that.
Only the ones who deserved it.
Well, good. So she's in parkour.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
And she likes it. I picked her up before the
Because
show.
she fell.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
And they're always quick to tell me how well she did. Like,
Aw.
they're like, oh, she had this beautiful emotional reaction to this thing. And it's nice to see a child that's so deeply in tune with their...
What does that have to do with parkour?
It's comprehensive. It's holistic.
I love your answers to things. They're so ridiculous.
I need to learn more about this just because in my head it doesn't make sense
No,
to
it
be
doesn't
done in
make
that
sense at
parking
all.
lot.
It's next to... No, well, my dad...
All I
went with-
need to do is roll rocks down on you.
Parkour?
Parkour.
All I need to do is roll rocks down on you. Bullshit.
I want to know are they in the parking lot or are they in
No. They
store space?
They are like in the corner of the parking plaza.
Oh.
Got Dollar General on the end.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then there's the Marine Corps recruiting place and a tanning place. And then there's Gettysburg Best Parkour. You go in, and they have a huge space that goes the length of the building.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Uh-oh. Wow.
Guess what? Not that one.
And we're not doing the news.
Not that one.
We're not
either.
doing the news.
Oh, I thought. Well, wait. Court has news.
And now, all
I don't
the
have
news
any
that's fit to
headlines.
print and a good deal
I
that's
have the
not.
headlines.
Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Government shutdown, and it's shut down.
And
Debbie can't volunteer.
Oh, and then I stopped a crime in progress. I'm Bethany. And I'm Cindy, and I am at the Barn Resort. But not right now, because I'm with you live on the show.
Oh. And Sydney Sweeney still has jeans.
Oh.
Well, let's talk about big bulls then.
All right, so Courtney, wow, tell me about this exciting story. You
Yeah.
stopped a crime.
Well, the crime, that was a bit of an exaggeration. The crime happened, but the person was held to account because I was there. And I don't know who they were, but
This was a really exciting story until you started telling the story.
Stupidest story I've ever heard in my life.
If we can match him to a description, he should be shaved because he urinated into the National Cemetery.
How dare he?
Not sleeping anymore.
That's so rude. Wait, what happened?
So Courtney saw a guy tinkling in the National Cemetery.
Well, this was 2 weeks ago. I texted Matt, and I was like, I've got material. I've got news for
That's
the show.
true. You did say that.
And we were walking out of our home. We go for a 9 o'clock walk, take the dog out, and this guy must have been coming from the Reliance Mines Saloon. He had knee socks on.
Love it.
He had slippers, like fuzzy slippers on.
Love it.
He was smoking a cigarette. And he was
Even better.
walking down Steinway like this. And he almost went out into the street. And I was like, I don't really care. But he starts kind of veering off toward the cemetery annex. Sure enough, he walks up to the gate. And, like that.
Is it the middle of the day?
Hey,
No,
Court,
this is 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, okay.
when you lean back like that, we can see your balls.
What? That's not true.
Please stop, Court.
That's not true. It's not true.
Oh boy. I'm
Anyway,
so
continue
sorry.
with your story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Son of a bitch.
Well, first of all, they're so small in general.
Okay, all right, enough.
You goddamn son of a bitch.
Where was I?
You were talking
He
about
veered
your
over towards the annex.
Yeah, the guy going to the annex
At 9 o'clock at night.
Close to the gate. He gets those pine bushes out front.
Sure.
And it's obvious that he's like unzipping his pants, and he starts to pee. And I was like, whoa. So I called the cops, and I was like 10, 15 feet from the guy. And they're like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm watching this guy right now pee into the National Cemetery. And that's not cool. Like, he was all over the road. He was going to fall into the street. Going to let that go until the cemetery thing. Because he's basically urinating either next to or on the flank marker for this, was that 55th Ohio? 55th Ohio right there?
Yeah.
That's where he is. And he zips up, basically works his way back down the little embankment there. He peed his pants. Didn't make it all the way into the cemetery. He's just covered. He's got like khaki shorts on. And the best part is the cops are down at the Gateway Mini Mart. They've got someone pulled over, and the dispatcher's like, where is he? And I said, if they turn their lights off, he's going to walk right into, an active response. So they're like, okay. So the lights go off, and I'm following him, and I'm yelling at him like, he's right here. He's right here. And the guy has no clue. Finally, the cops just, they pull out, they whip around, they turn their lights on, and he acts like,
what?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you bothering me for?
What did I do?
Immediately, like, the cop's like, come here, and then the guy just fell forward right into the street. And so the one cop goes, get over here, you son of a bitch. And then he picks him up and like throws him onto the retaining wall. And he was like, you made a big mistake back there. And I was like,
nice.
All for this.
Nice.
I watched them put him into a giant trash bag and then load him into an ambulance and take him off to the hospital.
Oh, man.
But nothing appeared in the paper. I'm like, they said that he was a guest. He was staying at the Cemetery Hill place.
Of course he was.
And he was up on the 5th floor. That is gross. They said if you hadn't called, maybe he would have fallen over the edge, so that's good.
Hopefully.
That's so rude. Everything's wrong. But also, you can't just urinate into the National Cemetery Annex. This is right before the vandalism.
I like how you say that. And you know what? You just can't urinate in the National Cemetery.
I kept explaining that the dispatcher was not as like concerned, but I was like, you can't just let this slide.
Right.
You can't go to Arlington and pee in the cemetery.
No.
You can't go to Omaha Beach.
And we don't know. We don't know yet how that would stain the stone.
Right.
Right. Yeah. In all seriousness, if putting pennies on the monuments and dog treats does damage to it, I'm sure urinating on them does.
I made a mistake. I should have called park law enforcement.
First of all, good luck finding the number.
Well, that was the thing. I had no idea what it was.
Well, that's the thing. If you call 911, they'll dispatch park.
Yeah, eventually.
Not this time.
Well, they took care of it.
Yeah.
Well,
what you should have done, Courtney, was tackled the man while his John Thomas was dangling and let him pee all over himself while smushed down on the ground. Ew, no.
Not touching that one.
All right. Well, good. Well, hey, listen, Courtney's a hero.
Courtney is a hero.
All right.
Defending the
monuments.
Honor of veterans everywhere. Thank you, Courtney.
Addressing Gettysburg, monuments men. Courtney Micker, piss protector.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Hey, I got a couple of things to read here. Eric W. With a $5 super chat there. He says, another great show. My wife and I just celebrated our 10-year anniversary in Gettysburg a couple of weeks ago. We enjoy the podcast. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Eric W. And thank all of you guys for these super chats tonight. Very, very helpful. It's actually been it was a pretty shitty payday the other day. Let's see. Gene says, poor Court, ignore Matt. That's right, Court. Your balls weren't hanging out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Eric W. says, shout out to Court who helped me pick out my first Civil War era Springfield while we were in town. Jeff Pasek says, Court, tell the truth. Was the man who peed his pants really you?
I've never peed my pants on accident.
On accident. You sicko.
This guy seemed, I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah.
It's very gross.
Oh, God. Well, listen, anything else?
So the big elephant in the room.
Okay, the elephant in the room. Let's do that.
So the government is shut down.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And the national park, it's a partial shutdown. So the roads are open. You can drive around the park on the park roads.
Now, how come they didn't close the roads with the gates? Like, sometimes they have done that during shutdowns.
Too much work.
It's a
what?
full... What?
Partial shutdown, they don't do that. Total shutdown, they do.
Got it. Okay. Partial,
true.
they don't.
How did they
totally
decide what's
do.
what?
It's all determined by the Department of the Interior.
Right.
So, it's a partial shutdown. So, Eisenhower National Historic Site, the house is closed for tours, and their park staff is not there to give tours. But you can go out to the grounds and walk around. The National Cemetery is closed. You cannot walk around the cemetery. The gates are closed. The park, Gettysburg National Military Park, is open in the sense that you can drive around and can walk around. But they are not issuing CUAs. So if you have a program that's going to be happening on the battlefield or anything like that, there's no permitting that's happening. There's no park programming.
So, but here's what you can still do, and we always tell you to do this. You can get a licensed battlefield guide.
Correct.
And you can do that through the foundation at the Visitor Center, through the Heritage Center. If you like a guide that is on our show, let me know. I can put you in touch with him or her. Mm-hmm. There's many other ways you can do it.
Yeah.
This is a good time to do that because right now the visitation will go down.
Yeah.
This is our busiest month of the year.
Take advantage of this not lockdown, what do you call it? Shutdown. Because yes, a lot of people are going to hear it and just assume the park is closed and there's nothing they can do. Little do they know, because they don't listen to Addressing Gettysburg, they don't know that there's a difference between a guide and a ranger. Ranger programs, no. Guides,
yes.
Nothing affecting them. Nothing affecting them. In fact, hopefully they'll be making more dough.
Yeah,
because
so now's the time to come and take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because they do rely on that.
But don't tell everybody, because then everybody will be here, right? Just keep it to yourself. It'll be our little secret.
Bus tours are still running.
Everything is basically running. The only thing that's not really running is that there are no park employees. And Debbie can't volunteer.
Yeah.
Well,
fewer people jamming up your shit.
However,
fewer people jamming up your shit.
Keep in mind that if you are going out onto the park battlefield, this is a personal plea.
You still can't vandalize.
Yes, don't do anything stupid. And a personal plea from Bethany Yingling. If you're going to come in, you're going to do a picnic at the picnic ground or whatever. Pack in, pack out.
And this is not just because of the shutdown. This is always the rule. Yeah. Stop. And by the way, can I add to that? When you walk your dog, stop leaving the shit bags on the road.
Seriously.
That's disgusting.
Yep.
You know who you
Disrespectful.
are, people. You know who you are.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just the way that sometimes I see the battlefield treated.
Yeah, it's disheartening.
It's just like, I don't know. It's like common sense is just that's too much. Like this should just be basic understanding that Gettysburg is an important place and something happened here.
Though. It's not, unfortunately. It's not an understanding. I mean,
it's not important.
People don't get it.
I mean, you're right.
People should know too that just because the ranger programs aren't happening doesn't mean there are absolutely zero rangers out there. The law enforcement rangers are still required to come in.
Yep, law
So
enforcement's
law
there.
enforcement can still get you.
Right.
Yeah, all the rules still apply.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. That doesn't mean that it's the Wild West now.
Yeah.
How cool would that be, though?
No.
Going out there at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
Matt's got a new relic collection going.
Suddenly I'm into relics.
Suddenly I'm into relics. The Museum and Visitor Center is open.
Yes.
Normal hours, still operating because it's not a federal building. And the only difference you will see is that the information desk where the park employees usually sit is not.
It'll be dusty with cobwebs.
Yeah, there's no one there.
That is a thing that I think a lot of people, maybe in the audience, don't really appreciate. And I don't mean appreciate as in like you respect or admire, but I appreciate as in understand, is that the Gettysburg Foundation and the National Park Service are partners.
Mm-hmm.
It's a public-private partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And the Park Service has that behemoth of a building that you guys are in because of the Gettysburg Foundation and its ability to raise money. And the fact that you are able to still go to the visitor center, go to the museum, get a guide, go see the cyclorama, do everything that you can do when the government isn't shut down except for a ranger walk or watch Debbie volunteer. That's because of the Gettysburg Foundation. Because there's other parks where their visitor centers are probably closed because they don't have something like the foundation. So we are very lucky here in Gettysburg to have charitable donations going to go at the end of the year. Send them to Digital History Pioneers. That's dhpioneers.com. Okay. So yeah, continue with what you were saying. I just wanted people to know that with the, we have a thing here that helps.
Yeah, we do. I think one of the things that we also have to understand is that these are people, they are
kidding.
Federal employees who are now not getting paid.
Now, let me ask you this. Do they get back pay?
They will when it turns back on.
And I'm not, believe me, I know it sucks for them. I'm just saying, in the private sector, if I don't work for a month, I don't get back pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it sucks while you're going through it. Because, some people live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And so that sucks. I get it. I really do. And I'm not dancing on anybody's grave, but I'm just saying, if I say, I'm just going to take a month off of doing a dress in Gettysburg, I'm not going to release anything or whatever, I'm going to lose income.
Yeah.
And I lose income even when I put out my normal amount. Especially when I put out.
Yeah.
But when I put out my normal amount of stuff, I still lose income. So, it's the world is tough.
Yeah.
The world is tough. It is a shitty life, ladies and gentlemen. It is a shitty life.
Sure can be.
I do feel bad.
Sure
it's like
can be.
Get
my
one
boss
of these at the thing.
Huh?
Drink glass with the dressing Gettysburg.
Oh yeah, look at this here. Go to this one. It'll come through better.
Mine ran out in 5 minutes, folks.
It's one swig. Well, go to the rear one. I think it'll look
kind of down a little.
No. Go to the rear camera.
Yeah. Oh, there we are.
Okay. See, it says addressing Gettysburg. It's got a musket ball in it. Now everybody's like, "Oh, that's so cool." Well, I'll tell you what. I love this thing so much. I found it online, and I contacted the company and I said, "Listen, I'm doing these things called tavern talks, and I think your musket ball, carafe and glass set would be decanter and glass set would be a really cool thing to advertise on that. But I want to put my logo on it, and I want to get a little piece of the action." And so we're going to do, I think, 100 limited edition,
cool.
And we'll run ads for it in January and February on the Tavern Talk. It's not going to just say Dressing Gettysburg. It's going to have the logo on it and everything like that.
And it's real. It's a real lead ball.
I think it is. Yeah. I don't know. No, it's not. It's pewter. It's
I'm
not
just
real.
kidding. You don't want lead next.
Yeah,
to
you don't want to drink lead.
Yeah,
but the glass is leaded crystal.
But the glass is real glass, and yeah, that's definitely not lead.
No.
But God, can you stop making that noise though? I freaking hate you.
Bomb, 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 bomb.
Okay. I think we're ready then. Is there anything else that anybody wants to add before we tell everybody that we love them and say goodnight? Go ahead.
Eric W., I am working on your letter of authenticity, and there's something else.
Oh, look at that here.
Jeff, working on that vigilante posse.
Yeah, so Jeff, okay, so you got to read the comment for the people that can't see it, Court. Jeff Pasnick says, no park rangers. That is the opportunity you've been waiting for, Matt. Get the vigilante posse together and force park rules.
People can't read themselves?
People listening later aren't going to see this. Let those monument marker, fossil destroying, and urinators try it now. That's what I say. Let's get our horses, let's get our 6-shooters, and let's patrol the park, ladies.
I talked to someone today who talked to a politician.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yes.
About what?
About protecting the park. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, good. Good. You talked to a politician about protecting the park?
No, I talked to someone who told me they talked to a politician.
Oh my God, this is the most convoluted.
God, your stories go nowhere.
That's not true. They talked to a politician.
About what?
About protecting the park.
In what way?
I don't know. Probably
From
violence.
Protecting it from the visitors?
No, from the
vandals?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
People are on edge and they're
very upset about that.
Yeah. People are ready to.
Well, it's true though. Like people really still are I'm getting comments on those videos about the vandalism.
Yeah. No, I legitimately had someone come into work today who I know say that they were so mad. They have a friend who's a national congressman, and they called him and they're like, "Will you do something?" I don't know what that's going to do, but.
Well, we didn't report on the other one about the stone.
That's not true. You mean report on the show?
At Devil's Den?
No, the dinosaur.
One, the dinosaur track one.
Oh.
Matt made a video.
I know, but we didn't have it on the show.
Somebody sent me a picture of other initials scratched into a stone at a rock at Devil's Den. But I think it might be old. I don't think it's a new one. I'll have to go and look. I haven't looked at it yet myself.
Did they have to sand down one of the rocks at Little Round Top last year?
Yeah, they had to do something.
It had just opened back up and somebody...
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, Jason was on the news with that one too. Yeah.
Just stop.
What are we going to do about this?
Just stop doing it, people.
Be
nice.
When it's they're just scratching it in. They're not carving it in, number one. And I don't think they're thinking that it's a big deal because people have always carved their initials into trees and rocks when they go out in nature. And they think they're in nature. They're in a park.
You're somewhere where there's a gajillion people.
Well,
and there's no other versions of that around. What makes you think maybe I should be the first one to do this?
That's a lot.
What a great idea!
Well, it's like do you remember a few years ago there were these guys online and they went out to it wasn't Monument Valley, but it was one of those places out in like Moab, I think, and they knocked over.
It was that bridge rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they thought it was funny, and it's been there for millions of years, and I think that's what bugged me about the fossil is like that fossil was there millions of years ago, and it was like, made into a piece of this bridge. And now you have to go and what? What were you going to do with that? If you took it,
it's freaking heavy. It's huge. It's a huge piece of stone.
I bet it was
it was like sliced in half. It wasn't the full stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the one next to it's broken horizontally.
Yes. Anyway, what was the plan? What were you going to do with that? Where can you show that to anybody? It's going to be noticed.
You can't sell it.
You can't sell it. You can't put it in your living room as a conversation piece.
Well, I told you.
Where'd you get that? I broke it off a bridge at Gettysburg.
The story about that Lucas, that used to work at the park, told me about the guy with the flank marker.
Oh, under his car?
He dragged it the whole way to York.
Yeah.
There was they just followed the groove in the road.
Grant, thank you for the super chat. He says this is for Matt's beverage of choice, a pink daiquiri.
And
no apology.
A Zima. Chase it with a Zima.
Oh, yeah. A Zima chaser. All right, well, listen, this was fun, but we got to eat because we're hungry, right? Aren't we? Mike, you got something? I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were waving at me.
Chat who asked about my progress to become a guide. It's complicated.
It's on hold.
Tier 4 is the oral exam or tour that's done with a supervisory ranger and licensed battlefield guide. We were initially slated, I was given an email to choose among 3 dates to have that exam in late October. However, the supervisory ranger has now been furloughed. So, we're not quite sure
and
if and when that's going to come back, but yeah, it will come back. I just don't know when it's going to come.
I'm very frustrated for you, my friend, because I know your journey here with this whole guide license thing. You moved out here in 2019 to pursue it, thinking that they were going to give it that year, probably, right? Or whenever, but sooner than they did. And it kept getting kicked down the road, kicking the can down the road, the American tradition. And
also COVID, that kind of...
Well, then COVID, no, I haven't gotten there yet. And then COVID got in the way, right? Oh, that was first, yeah. And then they kept kicking it down the road. And COVID was a convenient excuse for everybody to not do their jobs everywhere, not just at the park, everywhere, right? Everywhere. 7-Eleven, they can't do their job.
They're still using it.
They still are, yeah.
Oh, since COVID.
Oh, ever since COVID, I can't serve you. So you got to order it yourself and get it, but I still want a tip. Go to hell. Anyway, but Mike, he's okay, well, whatever. Keep on going. I don't know how many injuries we lived through together, Mikey, but a lot. And we made fun of it and everything. But, at the end of the day, we were worried about Mike. What will he break next?
I'm worried.
It was
constantly.
stressful.
Every time Mike moves, I'm like,
when he's awake,
don't do it.
Yep.
Don't do it. Don't move.
But anyway, the point is,
don't look at me. Don't breathe.
The point is that Mike has really dedicated his life. I mean, he moved halfway across the country to come out here and take this exam, and now. Again, something that is out of his control is getting in the way of him getting this goddamn oral exam over with so that he can get his license and get on with his life. And Mikey, I feel your frustration because it frustrates me for you. And
call your senator.
Call your senator. Tell them to do whatever they're supposed to do.
Makes me wonder if they had known prior to the shutdown that this would have this effect on Mike. Would there even be a shutdown?
Would there be a shutdown? Ask them.
I don't think.
Ask them. What would Bernie Sanders say, Mike? I mean, Jerry. What's your name?
Heck? Jerry.
Jerry.
Well, Michael. Well, Michael. That's Barack Obama. Well,
do you do Michael? AOC?
Oh. Well, Michael.
Who's he doing?
What you need to understand
AOC
is that...
No, that's not a good AOC.
Well, give me somebody else. Give me somebody else.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Alexander the Great.
Give me somebody else. All right, Maxine Waters. Do Maxine Waters.
I don't know who the
Let's vote, everyone.
All right, good to know that you know the people of your own party. Okay, so...
Maxine Waters. I called a vote.
What?
I called a vote as Maxine Waters.
But that didn't sound anything like her. All right.
How?
What we were talking about with Mikey was that we want him to get the license for once and for all. And someday it'll happen. Right? But until then, and look, here's my prediction.
Until then, he's doing unlicensed tours.
Here's my prediction, right? Okay. Middle of next week, the shutdown's over.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction. This is all theater.
I hope.
People get tired of the optics and playing the blame game. And yeah.
It's just to make some stupid point that nobody's going to get. So don't worry about it. Everybody's going to be fine. You got a week off. Write that great American novel you've been talking about. Paint that beautiful picture you've wanted to paint. Or take a goddamn nap. Enjoy the time off.
Let's go do that now.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's have a nap and food. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a nap and food. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks to Jean Green for coming on the show.
She great.
She was fantastic. I would love to have her on all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe I'll ask her to sit in when you can't make it. She could be your substitute co-host. Substitute, not replacement. We don't replace around here. We substitute. And there's no substitute for all of you at home, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back next week. I think we have a guest. I don't know who it is. Also, Ask a Guide coming up on Wednesday. We will talk to you later.
AG Today is produced by Matt Callery, Bethany Yingling, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Courtney Micker and sometimes someone else. Guest bookings by Cindy Compton. Guests of AG Today stay wherever the hell they can. We don't have that kind of budget, but maybe someday if you become a patron at www.patreon.com/addressinggettysburg. To be a guest on the show, send an email to cindy@addressinggettysburg.com. I'm Testicles Maximus, the voice of AG Today. Thanks for listening.
All possible information. There is no time. I have told you there is no time for that.
This concludes our broadcast day.